Hey yogis, this class today is all about releasing the core. Particularly we're going to release the pelvic floor because tight muscles do not equal strong muscles, and learning to release is vital. I always give the example of a bicep because it's really easy to visualize, but if you wanted to strengthen your bicep, you would not pick up a dumbbell that was 5 kilograms, say, lift it and then walk around like this for the whole of the day. No, you would work it to its full range of motion, and also you would let it rest. So let's get going straight away. You're going to come down onto your back. You're going to bend your knees and you're going to bring your feet mat distance apart. And then you're going to let your knees just come in together to kiss. Now gently close your eyes and start to tune into the breath. As you inhale, think let. As you exhale, think go. Keep coming back to that mantra throughout this class. And let's start to practice diaphragmatic breathing now. As you inhale, you're breathing into the belly, letting the lower ribs expand, sending the breath all the way up to the collarbones. And as you exhale, softly exhale through pursed lips, fully releasing. You'll notice the core might gently turn on by itself, but you're not trying to do anything purposefully. So inhale, tummy softens, ribs expand. Exhale, pursed lips, everything melts back to center. Continue at your own speed. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. As we breathe in, our diaphragm, it's part of our core and it descends, which naturally lengthens our pelvic floor. Our diaphragm and pelvic floor work together as a team. So as you breathe in, the diaphragm descends, naturally lengthening and releasing the pelvic floor. Continue with your mantra. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Now gently start to bring the knees in towards the chest. And we're going to come into happy baby, and you can either hold onto the knees, perhaps the shins, the ankles, or you can grab hold of the outer edges of each feet. I want you to lengthen your tailbone down towards the mat, breathing into the inner thighs and breathing down into the pelvic floor on each inhale. Imagine that lengthening, that letting go. It also might be helpful to think about your sitting bones widening apart on the inhale. The reason why this pose can be so useful is our adductors and our pelvic floor are linked. And if our adductors are tight, our inner thighs are tight, then the pelvic floor can be tight too. Inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. Last few breaths here. Now slowly release the feet, hug the knees in towards the chest, and then either roll to one side and bring yourself up, or take some rock and rolls, rounding through the spine, coming all the way up and bringing yourself towards a yogi squat. Now you can be on your toes, you can have your heels down, you can place a rolled up blanket underneath the heels, or even a block underneath your sitting bones. Bring the hands into a prayer and bring the upper arms to the inside of the knees, growing tall through the spine. Now in this position, our pelvic floor is lengthened naturally, and it allows you to breathe, thinking about dropping the pelvic floor to the floor. So as I said before, our diaphragm descends, our pelvic floor lengthens. So on that inhale, think about the pelvic floor dropping down towards the mat. Keeping the mantra, inhale, let. Exhale, go. Noticing if you're holding on to anything else of the core. Can you let it all go? Now gently release. And we're coming into Sphinx pose. So you're going to bring yourself down all the way onto your belly, resting on your forearms. They're parallel, elbows underneath shoulders. Breathe length through the spine, and if you want to, you could even release the head down, dropping the chin and releasing. This is a great opportunity to breathe space into the abdominals. Notice if you have a tendency to really hug onto the belly here and really let it go. And then notice if you're gripping onto anything else. Because often if we have a tight pelvic floor, we grip onto our bums or our tummies. Here's your permission to let go. Expanding the body with the breath. And then slowly, before moving to our last pose, bring your head onto your hands and feel your belly breathing onto the floor. Feel the breath 360, so it's not just going front ways, it's going to the sides, to the back as well. And gently, let's end in child's pose. So bring yourself up. The knees can be together or mat distance apart. You can reach your arms forward, you can reach them back. You can even bring the palms together into a prayer, bringing it over your head like I'm doing now. And I want you to imagine there's someone in the room with you and they have their hands on your lower back, just behind where your belly button is. And I want you to send your breath there. And then perhaps imagine they bring those hands a little bit further up. And again, send your breath there. It's this idea of a 360 breath. And just like we did in Happy Baby, visualize the sitting bones continuing to widen as you breathe into the pelvic floor. And again, notice, are you holding tension in the belly? Are you holding tension in the face? Where are you holding and where can you release? Now, if you want to, you can bring yourself into Shavasana and take a short moment here, or you can stay in child's pose if that feels good for you. What yoga teaches us is the idea of connection and really tuning in to what we're doing and when. So pause throughout your day. Notice, are you gripping onto your bum? Are you gripping onto your belly? Do you have a tendency to always feel a lift in the pelvic floor? And can you work on that idea of letting